So once your operators have started registering stops, you're then able to analyze all of this downtime in the analytics page. So jumping into the page in the system here, you can see when you click on analytics, you immediately get this nice Pareto graph, giving you a high-level breakdown of where your downtime has been occurring. So here you can see all of the different stop categories that we've spoken about earlier, the blue stops, the red stops, the gray stops, and the yellow stops, but also this darker gray category for unregistered stops. So these are all the stops that have occurred, but your operators haven't given us any reason for. But we still want to understand how much time it's taking, and so that you know how many stops aren't being registered in the system. Here the block shows the amount of time that these stops have cost you. So you can see the blue stops cost 3,500 minutes roughly, 855 minutes of loss during operation, the red stops. And then the line here shows how many of these stops have occurred, so the frequency. So you're getting 257 unregistered stops, 38 red stops, 340 micro stops, so on and so forth. Now, this is a nice high-level overview of the categories of downtime, but of course we're going to want to get into more detail of exactly what it is that's costing you. So let's click in loss during operation here and analyze the technical stops in more detail. So here you get a similar Pareto showing your top downtime reasons for red stops. Looking here, we can immediately see that material stuck is your most common stop reason. It's happened 14 times and it's cost you 396 minutes. This is a nice, simple way to understand what are your biggest issues right now. So you can see, for example, that a product jam has only happened 6 times, but it's cost you 56 minutes. And so it might be more of an issue than you think. If you want to understand these stops in even more detail, you can click on to a particular stop. So let's say we want to understand our most common stop reason, material stuck. Here, you can then get this list breakdown of exactly when these stops have occurred and how much time they've cost you. And then you can go an extra level of granularity and want to see when these stops are actually occurring, because you want to be able to understand, is this a consistent issue throughout my week, or is this something that's just happened once and is skewing the data? To do that, you can click up the top right here on how the data is viewed and click scatter plot. As you can see, there's several other ways of viewing the data, but let's look at a scatter plot right now. Here, you can immediately see when these stops have occurred. So over this time period, you can see that there was 1, 2, 3 quite large stops and then some clusters of smaller stops. Now, when you understand the level of your production, you can look at this data and it could mean quite something to you. When you scatter plot this data, sometimes you can see that a particular stop is only happening after lunch or on Friday mornings, or if you notice that there's a trend in when this stop is occurring, you can then give reasoning to understand, oh, this could be because of so and so. So that's how you analyze the different downtime and stops data in our system.